What's up, guys? Rob Shoecraft here with 3 Storm Fitness. Rocking my little skull cap. More on that now. IronNeck skull cap. I got it to the side. I'm kind of a cool guy, so I do that sort of thing. Put things to the side. When I wear my IronNeck, I also kind of put it to the side too. I don't. Actually, that's a terrible way to do it. And I'll talk about fitting in a second, because that's very important. But this is a long overdue, well, it's not really long overdue, but this IronNeck review, I've been wanting to do this for a while, but I've been a little gun shy because I want to make sure that I really used it to its full potential and exhausted every little aspect of it before I started talking about it. Especially because, and this is full disclosure here, IronNeck sent me this for free to play with. I've wanted one forever. I did this little video a while back where I did like basically I just ripped off the IronNeck. I tried to recreate it with a coffee can and a winter hat and some rubber bands, and I did a decent job. It actually worked pretty well, but it's not the same. But it worked okay. Well, they saw it and they said, how'd you like to have a real IronNeck to play with? I was like, yes, let's do it. But just so you know, and I told them this, I want to give the most honest feedback I possibly can. So, but I wanted to let you guys know this. I didn't pay for this. So, but IronNeck did not put any pressure on me. They said, yeah, be honest. We want to hear everything you love about it, everything you hate about it, and share it on your video. So, as long as everybody's on the same page, just know that I will try to be as forthright as possible with my opinions here and my feedback. Okay, so the IronNeck is a device that comes in 3 different models. This is the Pro unit. This is the most expensive unit. This is list price at $625. Right now, I believe it's on sale for $499. I'm not sure how long that sale's lasting. But they also have, and I'm going to talk about that price. I know it sounds like some of you are like fell out of your chair. I'm going to talk about price in a minute, whenever I get to it. They also have a varsity model, which is a couple $100 less, and they have a home model, which is also was a couple $100 after this. So I think the home model, I think is $325, I believe, maybe on sale for like $2 something right now. Double check those prices. I'm confident they're on the $625 for the Pro. So the main difference is they all have the same fit essentially, and I'll talk about that in a second because that is super important to this thing. Especially if you've ever used the IronNeck before, and like it was maybe in your gym or a buddy had it and you kind of thought that it didn't work very well because it wouldn't stay on your head. We'll get there. The main difference really between the units is this piece here. They all rotate, but the Pro model has rotation resistance. You can control how much resistance is with it. Sorry, I'm turning it the wrong way. I'm backwards here. And you got like this little brake pad in there, made by Callahan Auto Parts. Tommy just sold 500,000 brake pads. No, I don't know who makes this. I don't even know if it is a brake pad, but it controls the resistance level for the rotational resistance. The Pro version has this rotation, this ability to do this. The Varsity version has rotational resistance, but it's fixed at about 80% of the max of the Pro. The home version allows you to rotate, but you don't have any additional resistance from that. So pretty much that's the main difference. That's the difference in the prices. I asked them to kind of address the pricing because I just want to get this out of the way early, because it's like people freak out about the prices of these things, and I get it. Like I did too. Like I delayed buying one of these. Actually, I never bought one. But I delayed buying one of these. I put it off because, well, first of all, it used to be $800, and they only had the Pro version, and I was just like, I'm not spending $800 when I could buy a power rack for that, you know. But I'm going to talk about it's not just a neck device. I'm going to talk about that in a second. But I asked Robert, my liaison with the company, I said, can you address the prices? I'm sure you guys hear this all the time, like, it's crazy expensive, blah, blah, blah. So he said, yada, yada, yada. Having said all this, I'm just going to read from the email. Having said all this, $300 is break even on about 4 trips to the chiropractor or the physical therapist. While the value may vary from person to person, we believe that the value of a stronger, pain-free neck is in the thousands. We won't get everybody at this price, but there will be people who say this is overpriced if we charge $99 for it, because you can just use a head strap. So I laughed at that because I just seen a couple reviews on the NeckFlex. NeckFlex is I would probably safely say a direct competitor of the IronNeck. It's probably the only thing that's even close to what it really is. Marty, one of the viewers, Marty always gives excellent commentary to all my videos. Love reading his comments. Marty's been trying to get me to get NeckFlex for a long time, I've been reading reviews on NeckFlex as well, and of course, they're like $100, somewhere around there. But people on the comments are like, $100 for this? This is ridiculous. So no matter what the price is, people are always going to piss on you for it, and that's just the way it is. So another thing that Robert explained to me regarding price, and I'll can the price stuff in a second, but again, it is like probably the number one concern. Another thing on the price is Robert said, they came down from $800 to just over $600 now. Again, $500 now on sale. And as they continue to develop more of these things, and as they get more people buying them outside of just large institutions, like with big sports teams that full contact sports, they want to protect their necks and their heads from head trauma. As they start to get into the more like individual market, garage gyms and things like that, small mom and pop gyms, they're going to keep lowering the price. It's just an issue of supply costs. So the price is going to keep coming down because these things just keep gaining popularity and people love them, and I am one of them. I really, really love this thing. It's I say everything's fantastic that I like, but it really is fantastic. When I first put it on, there are a couple things, let's just get the negatives out of the way. There are a couple things I didn't like about it. This is no fault of the IronNeck. I got it out of the box, and you don't have to wear the skull cap, by the way. It just makes it a little more comfortable. Actually, I'm going to talk about it in a sec. I got it out of the box, and I was just eager to play with it, of course. I put it on my head like this, shove it down, strap it in, I hook it up. By the way, I know I've already said it, but I look like one of the 3 Storms. I think I said like 3 Storms meets the Matrix or Star Wars or something. Big Trouble, Little China. Big Trouble. Alright, so I just shoved it on my head and I just started going to town. I started doing these like figure eights and stuff. And it works. Like it worked pretty well. But it didn't work like $625 well. And I was like, ew, this is cool, but not that cool. And then I actually read the instructions about the fitting, and then I hit up Robert about the fitting, and he sent me a couple more tips. And once I got that down to the science, so here's how you fit it. It was like totally changed it. Because if you don't have this thing fixed on your head very tightly, then it's just not going to work that well. Because its entire effectiveness depends on a secure fitting to your head. So you put it, this is the key thing here, this is what Robert told me. You put the front of it on your brow. First of all, make sure the little Reebok pump style air is out, so deflate it. More on that in a sec. Put this on your brow. This is pretty sweet. I need a samurai sword. I'm obsessed with like street samurais, shadow runs, that sort of thing. Anyways, bring this down and then bring it down on your head with this strap loose at the top. Then wrap this up, bam. Then strap it in here, pull the strap down to the chin, and then pump it up. So it's a nice snug fit on your head, and it's not going anywhere now. And that allows you to fit for several different sized heads. So when you order these things, you get to choose 2 different sizes. Do not skip this step. Measure your head and make sure. I just ordered the standard. I got a good sized head. But you got to have a pretty darn good melon to get the larger version. But there's, you know, big melon havers out there. So that whole point is, the fitting takes there's a little bit of a learning curve, but I mean, you don't have to be a genius to figure it out. You could be an idiot like me and eventually get it. But pay attention to that. Like I said, if maybe your gym has an IronNeck and you wanted to use it, or you used it and you put it on and you're like, this thing jiggles around too much, it's stupid. Then maybe go back and revisit it. Try it again using those tips. Okay, so that's the fitting. Second thing, one of the reasons I'm wearing the skull cap is, this is another bad thing. Badish. Now I deflate, isn't that cool? All right, when I got this thing, I had like a little bit, I don't know if you can see it here. Yeah, it kind of came with the reflection, this little scratch in here. This is like really hard plastic. They used to make these out of some sort of metallic material. But they got complaints that it was too heavy. That's one of the reasons for the price, by the way, guys. Like, I don't pretend to know a lot about research and development, what it takes to build a product that's never really existed before. But they do put a lot of bandwidth and money into R&D, and they listen to the feedback. So, you know, they're just trying to make their money back. I'm not like defending anything. I'm just saying, the more I look into what they've done and what just general business in general is, you just got to make your money back some way, and this is how they're doing it. So, sorry if you just downvoted me for supporting capitalism, but whatever. Anyways, you got this little nick in here, and that's a little upsetting. If I had paid for this, I might have been a little more upset. It's this tiny little nick that feels like nothing, but when you put it on your head and you get it that tight, you could feel it, and it really kind of hurt. So I sort of shaved it down with a little file. I didn't want to scratch it anymore, so I was real careful shaving it down a little bit, and then I put the skull cap on, which adds a little more comfort and protection from it. So again, not that big of a deal, but if you're paying $625 for something that just works your neck, you probably wouldn't be too happy if that happened. So just keep that in mind. The padding's real firm, real secure. I haven't had any problems with this. I dropped this, I'm ashamed to say, I've dropped this twice on the floor. Never just directly on concrete, but on horse stall mats or turf with concrete underneath. And I haven't noticed any problem. Any problem with that, with functionality or chipping away on it or anything. There was another thing, so I've been using this with a couple different clients who will let me put it on their heads. That is my third or fourth negative thing, and I think it might be the last. People don't like the way this thing looks. They're like almost terrified of it. They've never seen anything like it before. There's been folks in my previous videos when I've been wearing this that said like, I bet that thing works great. There's no way in hell I'm putting it on my head in the gym. You know, like I got a couple of clients who just shake their heads like, no way, dude, I'm not wearing that thing. Just did my hair. So I don't care. I would wear this thing if it had pink feathers coming out of it. But that's me. I'm a special guy. If you're like in a team where every other guy or girl in the gym is wearing this thing and going through the motions, of course you're gonna wear it. It's just part of what you do. But if you're the only person in the gym wearing this thing, again, you kind of got to you got to really not care. And I don't care, and I don't think anybody should, but people do, and that's just the truth. You're going to get made fun of. Like, I remember the first time I did like resistance band alphabets, like Palloff press style. I've done a video before. You look like, I think I made a joke, like you look like the Star Wars kid. Like you look like you're just flipping around. Like this is the same sort of thing. People are going to be like, what is that guy doing? If you can get over that, I guess the only reason I'm telling you that is because you just have to consider it. If you're going to spend some money on this thing, you need to consider it. If you're a gym owner, like a small gym owner, and you're thinking about buying one of these, you better get out and start doing it in front of people first to make sure they know it's okay to do. Okay, so that's just a consideration. People don't like this. People don't like the way it looks. Some don't. Okay? So if you're buying it for, again, one more time, if you're buying it for other people, if you're buying it for your clients, for your patrons, consider that you're going to need to break them in on it a little bit. They're going to be scared. Okay. Now, the good things. So many good things. And I've talked about a lot of them already, but first of all, it works for anybody. I've worked this on a 79-year-old man with, oh crap, what's the name of the disease? Now, dang it. He's got like a degenerative disease that kind of makes it myasthenia. Myasthenia? I think it is. Makes it his neck real weak, and so it's perfect for him. He's seen progress with that, both in range of motion and strength. And the cool part is, you know, I could maybe put him in like a 4-way neck machine or something, of which I don't have one, but if I did, or like a neck harness, a traditional old school neck harness. I don't know if that's really going to add the same sort of resistance, the same style, the same unique ranges of motion without hurting him. I'm not saying it wouldn't, I'm just saying this I know does not. It's very, very friendly, and the rotational piece does make things easier. I usually just do it in the lowest setting, lowest amount of resistance. Works great for him. It works great for me. You know, I do jiu-jitsu, hence my rear naked choke free hug shirt here. Thank you, Jenny, for getting that for me, if you're watching this. And one thing I noticed was that I'm a little bit harder to choke, honestly. Like, I really kind of wish I did like a before and after where I thought about this. There's this big guy at my gym, also named Rob. I'm not Big Rob, by the way, he is. He's about 3'10". Sorry, Rob, I'm throwing weight on you there, but maybe taking it off, I don't know. He's about 6'4"-ish. 310, lifelong Marine, competitive power lifter, purple belt in jiu-jitsu, big, scary man. I was thinking about, when he chokes me out, I just tap without even thinking about it. I was thinking about doing like a before and after where he, you know, maybe we'll do that someday. But one thing I noticed was that I've been in a couple like guillotines and baseball bat chokes, unfortunately, lately. And I'm able to just make my neck, I don't know if it's bigger or I'm just able to contract it more effectively while also moving and doing things trying to get out. But it really ties it all in together, and to the point where my instructor was like, dude, you get that effing iron neck. And he still got me, but it lasted a little bit longer. He's like, I could tell, like I could feel your neck contracting, and it's hard to get, you know, it's hard to plug your arteries. This total bro talk right there, you know, I don't know what's going on there, but it really does seem to make a difference. And speaking of jiu-jitsu, and don't worry, if you don't do jiu-jitsu, this can still apply to whatever your sport is if you're active, especially if you're getting your neck cranked on or you're experiencing collisions, anything like that, or you need to protect your neck, you need to protect your head. One thing that's great about this is, and this is how I use it primarily, so it comes with all these great little suggested exercises, and I'm not trying to sound patronizing. They really are very effective. They're wonderful exercises. I do them about 3 times a week, the specific iron neck exercises. But one thing I've been doing, the way I use it more than anything, is as just part of my general warm-up. I'll pick like my first 2 or 3 warm-up exercises depending on what I'm doing. So let's say I'm doing deadlifts or some sort of lower body exercise. I'm doing like a hip hinge. I might take a kettlebell. I saw Jim Smith doing this with an iron neck one time. And I might just start doing hip hinges, wearing this, so I'm contracting. I might do like, you know, wood chopper variations, where I'm using my core, using my neck, everything's kind of playing in. If I'm doing like upper body presses, really any day, these are great for any time. Like, I might take these Indian clubs, sit back, bring it back, cast out, right, out, and then back, You can do band pull-aparts with them, lunges, squats, Cossack squats, you know, basically, again, what I'll do is just do my first few warm-up exercises wearing this thing. This is an idea of my buddy Ryan Minnie. I want to give him a props for that. And then, I've since seen, actually I saw a guy wearing a neck flex doing the same thing. And it's just really helped out. Because when you take hits or you're getting cranked on, your neck might be safe if you've been working your neck, but what about the rest of your body? You know, it's all one big chain. So you need to make sure that, you know, you might have semi-isometric tension on one place, maybe your neck, but if you're trying to move around, like I got choked one time, it was nasty, and my neck was fine, but the rest of my body just went, whoosh. It was like a lapel choke where you brought around my neck and then hopped off, and everything, my upper back just went, and it was a mess. And actually, when I just got this thing, I just got in the IronNeck, so I went down to the gym, I put it on the lowest setting, stepped out. By the way, you get this chart that comes with it that tells you, I just got the standard resistance band. You could choose from 3. I got the intermediate one, and depending on how far out you're standing, that's how much resistance you have on it. Hopefully that makes sense. Anyways, the further out you stand, the harder it gets. So I just stood real close, about 4 feet away, and I just started doing really light range of motion stuff, you know, reaching back, kind of like standing arm haulers, and just kind of worked the range of motion back in. Fortunately, it wasn't like a serious injury, but it hurt real bad, and within a few days, I had it back. Now, would time itself just have healed that? Probably, but I felt really confident using this device, using the IronNeck, my ability to kind of, I don't want to say rehab myself, but regardless of whether time healed it or the IronNeck or both, most likely both, what is cool about it is I realized the importance of factoring, basically what Dave IronNeck's been trying to say forever. It's not just a neck device. It's like a full body device. You'll notice when you start doing some of the exercises, like when you put this thing around and you have it hooked up and you spin your entire body around like in like a prayer pose, which looks super goofy, but it's a very cool exercise. Your whole core, like your whole transverse abdominis, your core 360 all the way around is just moving while your neck is also not moving, but it's contracting while your neck is as well. It's just there's so many very, very unique exercises that I'm not aware of how to capture with another piece of equipment. And that is why they could charge as much as they do, and that is why they have coaches all across the country throwing money at these things, because it's kind of like a blue ocean type deal where there's just not another product that does exactly what it does, not to mention with the small amount of real estate. You can just hang this on the wall. I mentioned might have been Marty again, we were talking about this, the hammer strength, 4-way neck machines. I've used those before, and they're cool. I like them. But first of all, they're a little more expensive. But the footprint, you know, you got to have a place in your gym. I have 700 square feet in here, just under 700 square feet. I don't have a place, like I can't buy any machines. Like I got to have stuff I can hang on the wall. So this is perfect for that. I'm willing to pay a little bit of a premium for that. I think I covered just about everything. You know, I did take some notes here. This is kind of a long video, but I want to be thorough with it. Rotational adjuster, price, choke protection, the band resistance. Yeah, it's fitting. I got everything. I think I got everything I want to talk about. So if you guys have questions on this, hopefully you're still with me. Please let me know. I'll answer anything I can on the IronNeck, or if not, if I can't answer, I got a direct line. They've been real responsive to the folks at IronNeck. I'll find out anything you want me to for this thing. If you have any questions, no, I've already said that. Guys, Rob Shoecraft, please subscribe to my videos, my channel. Ask questions. Let's talk. Have a great day.